Okay, good afternoon. So today largely we are covering questions on two topics, that is Parliament and Judiciary, because for Panchayat Raj and constitutional bodies there are again lot of questions. So there are around 32 questions on only on these two topics itself. So the first question is this: the bill is referred to joint sitting of both the houses of the Parliament. It has to be passed by. So whatever is the answer, you mark it, and then once we discuss the answer, we will come to know whether what you have marked is right or is it wrong. Yes, what would be the answer? So how many of you marked A? So it's a very simple question. It is simple majority of present and voting. So next question, if you take, which of the following are the sources of law in India? So again, you mark your answer in your book or your sheet. Yes, what will be the answer? So how many of you marked B as the answer? How many of you asked D as the answer? So plain and simple, the answer is D, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So even if you take the definition of the law under Article 13 of the Indian Constitution, customary laws are also included. Again a straightforward question, it is D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which of the following statement is correct with respect to appointment of district judges? Again mark your answer in your book. Once you have marked, then we will give out what is the answer. Last 20 seconds. So time up. So what will be the answer? So how many of you mark C? So C is the correct answer. Straightforward, easy question again, which is asked in previous year. Next question. Which of the following statement is not correct? You have 60 seconds to mark your answer. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Last 5 seconds. Time up. So what is the answer you have marked? So how many of you marked A? So plain and simple answer is A, because Article 129 is court of record in the record. There is nothing connected to the contempt. First of all, contempt of court power is given by the Parliament to the Contempt of Court Act 1971. So you take Supreme Court, of course it has advisory jurisdiction. Okay, which article? 140. Supreme Court may refuse to provide opinion of the President if asked in circumstances. So when you come to advisory jurisdiction, there are two kinds of advice they can give. One, on general issues, they may or may not give an advice. But if there is anything connected to pre-constitutional treaty, they'll have to give an advice. But both advice given by the Supreme Court is not binding on the President. law declared by the Supreme Court is binding on all the courts within the territory. That is why we call it as the Supreme Court, because India follows integrated judiciary. So among all these statements, which is incorrect, it is A. So either you can get it correct by you knowing the information that 129 is a court of record, or if you are able to eliminate means these three statements are correct, so this can't be the answer, you stick to A. Next question. Again you have 60 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Time is up. So what is the answer you marked? So how many of you marked C? Okay. First statement is so incorrect because it is not in any court. It has to be in high court. A judge of high, you have to be a judge of high court for 5 years, not 3 years. And a person, there is no such provision of held judicial office in that regard. But an eminent jurist or a distinguished jurist can be appointed as the president. So among the two, which is the statement that is correct? That is C. So again, you can see easy question. All you have to do is that apply the logic correctly. Next question. You have 60 seconds to make your give your answer. Which of the following conditions are necessary to issue the certiorari? Last 30 seconds. Yeah, your time is up. So what is the answer you marked? How many of you marked B? How many of you marked C? How many of you marked A? How many have not marked only? Answer is C. That is both 1 and 2. Plain and simple. There should be a tribunal or an officer having legal authority to determine the questions of affecting the rights of the subject and having to act judicially. Or second one, such tribunal or officer has acted without any kind of jurisdiction. Means first of all, there should be that authority to act. Even if they have the authority, they have overacted beyond their authority, then you can issue what? Certiorari. The higher court will issue to the lower court or a tribunal saying that you don't have the necessary jurisdiction. So answer is what? It is C, both 1 and 2. So which law prescribes that all proceedings in Supreme Court shall be in English language? Last 20 seconds. Yes, your time is up. So what will be the answer? The answer is B, Article 348. So this is a factual question. So here there is no logic you can use. Either you know the answer or you don't know the answer, because it's not that what they have given is also something that you could have, analyzed through logic. Purely these kind of questions, either you know or either you don't know. So if you only know, you can attend. Otherwise, it's better not to attend this question. So answer is Article 348, Clause 1. It says that English, if who can change other than English, who can make another language as the court language? The Parliament, through a law, they can make sure. Yeah. Last 30 seconds. Yes, your time is up. What will be the answer? It is C, SP Gupta versus Union of India. So again, these are all you can't just know. It can be only developed by solving lot of previous year questions. So these are certain areas where you can gain knowledge through solving questions. If you solve CRPF, CDS, NDA question paper, you will pick up these kind of factual information. But you can't sit and now read all the cases which are there. So randomly what you have read, maybe it will help you somewhere in that. But what is the meaning of locus standi? So locus standi, not anybody can. Locus standi basically you have to be connected to the case for you to file the case. So here the principle of locus standi was liberalized, means that anybody can come here and file the case. So they diluted the principle of locus standi. So they are telling from which case it began. It was SP Gupta versus Union of India. Next question. Last 15 seconds. If you know, write the answer or mark the answer. Yes, your time is up. What will be the answer? Answer is A. That is one only. High Court cannot review its own judgment. High Court does not have such exclusive powers. So because whatever decision is given by the High Court, you can go for appeal for what? Supreme Court. So answer is what? One only. Because a retired judge of Supreme Court can be called back by whom? The CJI with the permission of the President. So again you can see all simple questions only which is asked in exam. But same thing, you should not get confused or you should not make any mistakes. Yeah. You have 60 seconds to mark your answer. Last 20 seconds. Time is up. How many of you marked? How many of you are not marked? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ವಶನೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಲೆಂತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಓದೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ. See, this is one thing what UPSC will tend to do, elongate sentences. Why? Because plain and simple, they'll drain out people from reading out questions. But they're all easy questions only. So obviously, keywords when they're lengthy sentences, you have to identify the keywords. First statement though is 100% incorrect. Why? Because it is speaker can reject it. Second one is also incorrect. They have not defined what is proved misbehavior or incapacity. So if that is the case, 1 and 2 can't be the answer. So you are left with only B and C. So 3 to 100% should be correct logically if you have read. All you have to check whether the fourth statement is right or wrong, and 100% you know the fourth statement is correct. So what is the procedure for removing a Supreme Court judge? So obviously a motion can be brought either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. In Lok Sabha it has to be 100 members. In Rajya Sabha it has to be 50 members. Then you have to give that motion to the presiding officer. He may or may not accept the motion. If he accepts the motion, he'll appoint a 3-member committee comprising of CJI, senior most judge of or CJI or senior most judge of Supreme Court, or the Chief Justice of High Court, or an eminent jurist. And the 3-member body will make investigation, and if they find him guilty, they will give go ahead, and then both the houses of the parliament will have to pass it by special majority. And no judge has been impeached till today in India. Plain and simple. So answer is what? C. That is 3 and 4 only. So again, so one type what will happen, especially those who are from vernacular language or Kannada medium students, what they tend to do, they won't read only. Why they don't? Because sentences are elongated, etc. They get zoned out. Zoned out means some difficult question we are not going to attend. And that's why we keep saying that it's possible to clear UPSC prelims, but again, you will have to practice a lot. And you check in your own. We are not speaking about Delhi and all. We are only speaking about now this Chandra layout in that regard. Why maximum number of people don't clear? Plain and simple. Even I think every faculty from day one, they would have told solve PYQs. It is like equivalent to reading 3 times. But you don't see students will not do it. They'll only run to classes, sit in classes, endlessly take down notes, and thinking that what they're going to somehow miraculously crack the exam. And as I told, they'll be in Kengeri only. They're never going to reach to Mussoorie. Because it's fast. It's not something like we are saying out of arrogance or something. Plain and simple. Now Pakistan losing the match, it is not some miracle thing. Many Pakistans, even the analysts were there, they told even before the series we knew that Pakistan is not going to cross the first round because of the team they had and the pitches they were there. And obviously you can't say that okay fine, it is something which India has done great. Everybody know that India is going to win. It should be only a disaster if India lost. So plain same way here, you can easily tell whether why students will clear or they're not going to clear. Plain and simple, they are not skilled enough to attend this exam. That's what I told KPSC also. Protest you can do. It does not change the fact that if they change the question paper, results are going to be different. Purely. Maybe genuinely few percentage of people might be affected. Rest of them are just shooting on the shoulders of those people because of their incapacity. They want to hide their incapacity. They are blaming the board, blaming the question paper, blaming anything else, unless you change the paper and give it according to what you expect. Things are not. See, I'm telling you, protest is different. You're right, you do it. 100% you have. Think about also what you have done to crack that paper. Dharwad Center's coaching, if you take for PSI exam and come and write a KPSC paper, which is on lines of UPSC, 100% result is not going to be surprising. You won't clear. As simple as that. So same way here, unless you practice, things are not going to change. Vision, Shunya, Drishti, nobody is going to give you Drishti. You should only get Drishti, then only you can become next IS and all. If you think your Drishti will give you Drishti, then you will get Shunya only in the exam. Simple. So basically work on previous year questions. You will have to develop skills, and this is one question that will not what happened with many people we have seen. They'll get zoned out. 4 statements, big statements you give, they're out. They won't read in detail and all. Next question. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. How many have you marked? How many have not marked? Mark Manidira. So what will be the answer? The answer is B. Plain and simple, the Supreme Court is not constrained. Means what is Article 122? Special powers that has been, means complete justice. So obviously when they want to do complete justice, they can't be curtailed or restrained any law exercised by the Parliament. So for example, you can say in UP case, the Supreme Court used its Article 142 and appointed Lokayukta when the government had not appointed Lokayukta. So given the options, more logical, it is not connected to anything with financial crisis, it is not connected with state legislature making laws or decision of the election commission. No. It is what the Supreme Court of India is not constrained by excess. So two ways you can answer this question. If you know that Article 142 is connected to judiciary, there is only one statement in the fourth statement which is connected to court, that is statement B. So answer is what? B, that is complete justice. Next question, again you have 60 seconds. Last 15 seconds. Time up. So what is the answer you have marked? So is first statement right or wrong? So basically first statement is wrong because high courts can declare because they have the power of judicial review. Second statement, amendment of the constitution cannot be called into question by Supreme Court. Plain simple, judicial review is also given to Supreme Court. And Keshananda Bharti case, what did the Supreme Court, the order was that if there is any constitutional amendment which is impinging upon fundamental rights and if that fundamental right has been declared as part of basic structure by the courts, then it can be questioned or declared unconstitutional. Answer is D, neither one or two. In India, judicial review implies your last 30 seconds. These and all you have to get it within 10 seconds or not more than 15 seconds. Or shock about sir, 10 seconds. So what will be the answer? Plain and simple, straight away it is A. So what do you mean by judicial review? The power of the judiciary to check the constitutionality of law. Second, you can say judiciary has the power to question the wisdom, but that we don't consider as part of judicial review. You have, it's not before the legislative enactment, it is after the legislative enactment, and here we can say judiciary has a power to review its own jurisdiction, but that is not considered as the definition of judicial review. So if you take judicial review in India, the constitution mentions procedure established by law, which has been borrowed from which country? Japan. The Menaka Gandhi case, it is they've innovated due process of law. So what is the difference between procedure established by law and due process of law? So basically in due process of law, it's not just the procedure that is mentioned under the law it's followed, it is also premised on the principle of natural justice. And what is the principle of natural justice? Three principles are there. You can't be the judge in your own case, you have to hear both parties before the judgment is given, and the punishment should be in proportion to the crime that has been committed. Last 40 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Yes, what is the answer you marked? So plain and simple, the answer is D. First statement is correct. Once the Lok Sabha dissolves, both speaker and deputy speaker cease to be the members of the house. Second statement is incorrect. Why? Because it is only the speaker continues to office remains, it is not vacant, only deputy speaker remains. Third statement is, that is what the logical explanation, it's only the deputy speaker who vacates his office. The speaker shall not vacate his office until immediately before the first meeting of Lok Sabha after dissolution. So when the first meeting of Lok Sabha takes place, then you can say there is the appointment of speaker pro tem, who is one of the senior most member. And what is the work of the speaker pro tem? He gives vote to the new members in that regard and to conduct the election of the speaker. So answer is what? D, that is 1 and 3. Last 20 seconds. Time is up. What will be the answer? Okay, first statement is right or wrong? It is incorrect. Second statement is right or wrong? It is 100%. They will have from different political parties nominated by the presiding officer. Panel of chairperson consists of 10 members and one of them presides over the house when speaker and deputy speaker are not there. 100% correct. So what is the answer? B, that is 2 and 3. So when speaker and deputy speaker are not there, if it was given if speaker and deputy speaker are vacant, then it is not the panel of chairperson. But here they have not given vacant, they are telling they are not there. Not there you can interpret as absent. Okay. When it is vacant, the president will appoint one of the senior member of the house to temporarily preside over the house. So here the answer will be 2 and 3. Next question. Last 20 seconds. Time up. So how many of you marked the answer? Okay. So what is the answer you marked? Okay. So first statement is right or wrong? 100% it is wrong. It is not Election Commission of India. It is the president. Second statement is correct. Third statement is incorrect. The reason is that he will do the casting vote. So answer is what? A. That is 2 only. So that's what I told, plain and simple, in these exams, as we have already discussed before, it's not about reading too much of current affairs and going it correct. Basically revising the basic things multiple times, and it's not only just revising, solving a lot of questions on it. So that will make you what? conceptually very strong. So answer is simple only, and that's what it will see. Everybody has read the same book, everybody has read the same source, but again it's not everybody has got the answer correct. Why? Because again we say on that day, on that given day, how you interpret the question, how you think, that matters a lot. So you have to train yourself not only to read, also to solve questions, and solving is always, that's what I told, many people don't do it. Why they don't do it? Like half of them you can see here only, the first day how many people came, and the third day or fifth time how many people are coming. Why? Because some people would have been scared. ಒಂದು 10 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ, ಅವರಲ್ಲೇ ಡಜಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮನೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವಾಗ ಫುಲ್ ಓದ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ದೇ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬೈ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. And some people in the thing is that they don't have patience to sit and read the question. Ati vega, titi vega, sumne question mail. So that's what I told, your simple strategy is that you have to develop certain abilities for the exam of sitting, reading the question, understanding the question. Certain times in urgency you can make mistake. Okay, here it is not Election Commission of India, it is President. Okay, second statement is correct, because speaker already would have taken an oath as a member of the house, because if you are only a member of the house you can contest the president speaker's election. Third statement is 100% incorrect, because you know that he has casting vote. "60 seconds you have." Yes, last 10 seconds. How many of you marked the answer? And what is the answer? Simple, straight away, straightforward question. They've asked which of the following is not. So Article 110 defines money bill. So money bill is something that is connected to the Consolidated Fund of India. And if you given here plain simple, imposition of fines by local authorities is no way connected to a money bill. So answer is what? C. Now what is the use of reading the other things is that, let us think tomorrow they'll ask some other question. Okay, what are the things that are related to a money bill? Last 30 seconds. Time up. So what is the answer you marked? Okay, it's B. Basically, speaker does not resign to the president, he resigns to the deputy speaker in that regard. First statement you can know 100% it's correct, because if he's lost as a member, he has to leave the office, right? So let us take some person who is the speaker, now he gets disqualified. Okay, some reason he gets disqualified. Obviously, he can't no longer continue as the speaker. Now here, if what do you mean by extreme thinking? Previous question what you solved, that speaker's office in Lok Sabha. If you apply that logic won't work here. And he may be removed from his office by a resolution of the people passed by the majority of all then members. What is majority of all then members? It is nothing but effective majority. And while the office of the speaker is vacant, the duties will be fulfilled by deputy speaker. So which is the only statement that is incorrect? Resignation to deputy speaker, not the president. Last 20 seconds. Okay, time up. How many of you marked? Okay, what will be the answer? Straightforward answer is B. So first statement, it is cast by a speaker or any person who is acting there. Second one, it is not cast in addition because speaker will not have the first instance vote. He can only do the casting vote. Third statement, it is cast in case of equality vote. Of course, 100%, that is when the casting vote is exercised. It is not cast to maintain status quo and all. It is only to deciding factor to say that okay, which way, whether the bill should be approved or rejected. So answer will be what? B. That is 1 and 3 1B. Next question. Okay, what will be the answer? So how many of you say A is the answer? How many of you say B, C, D? So straight away D is the answer, simple, because as you know, example Jai Shankar, when he was part of the cabinet, at that point of time he was not a member of parliament. So any person who is not a member of parliament can become part of cabinet for maximum period of 6 months. So answer is what? D. Yes, time is up. What is the answer you want? Okay, so let us take Secretary General of Lok Sabha. They are asking which is not correct. So one, the Secretary General is advisor to the Speaker. Common sense, you can generally think, of course, that is a role usually what bureaucrats will play because he will be a bureaucrat, an IAS officer in that regard. Secretary General acts on the authority in the name of the Speaker. Of course, he does not have any kind of independent authority, whatever authority. Third one, Secretary General works under the Speaker with delegated authority. They can't give him delegated authority. So for example, tomorrow you can't ask the Secretary General, go and we are giving the authority to you act on defection cases, 100%. He is not given the power to act on the cases. So authority is not delegated to him. Okay, he will only assist the Speaker in performance of a function. Secretary General, yes, of course, any kind of office of the Speaker that goes, it is Secretary General who will pass the orders, but it is passed in order of whose? In the name of the Speaker. So here there is no chance they are going to delegate that authority of this, because if you take Speaker's authority, okay, Speaker has how much authority? Under anti-defection law, he can disqualify candidates. That authority can't be given to the Secretary, it is not delegated authority. So answer is, which is incorrect, C is incorrect. So that's why I told many times, if you observe carefully, if you apply your common sense, you will be able to get the answer. All you have to do is that calm thinking, and that's what I told, interpretation. So no matter how much you study and go, end of the day in prelims, there will be lot of areas you will have to interpret, and many times you will have to get your interpretation correct, and to get your interpretation correct, it's mainly what we say, clarity of thought. You can't read everything and go. 100% maybe you would have not read about Secretary General to Lok Sabha in detail, but when you apply your logic, of course you can guess it. No, you can't delegate the authority of the Speaker to Secretary. That can't be done. So answer is what? C. Last 40 seconds. Time is up. How many of you marked the answer? Okay, what is the answer you marked? Huh? Okay, how many of you marked? Okay, A is the answer. Okay, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, let us see now. You have marked 1, 2, and 4. Immunity is available in relation to freedom in his personal or private capacity. Let us say when some MLA or MP is going on the road. Okay, now he'll abuse somebody. Do you think that he'll enjoy the? It's only for acts what he does. In what? In the parliament or in the state assembly in that regard. It is not given in person. So 4 can't be the answer. So if 4 can't be the answer, A or D cannot be the answer. So you are left with what? B and C. So obviously let us take third statement. Immunity is available both in civil and criminal cases. It's only in civil cases. It's not available in criminal cases. So even 3 cannot be the answer. So answer is what? B, that is 1 and 2 only. And that's what I told, even if you didn't understand the meaning of the word not fettered by, if you feel it is complex in that regard, still if you use logic, if you remove the other statement, easily you get the answer 1 and 2. That's what I told, for answering many questions, it's not that you have to know everything about it, but also you have to be smart enough in the examination to remove those statements and identify which is the right answer. So answer is what? 1 and 2 only. So parliamentary privileges to MPs comes under which article? It comes under article 105. These questions you have to be able to get it very quickly and easily possible. So what is the answer? So we say that which is not correct. So obviously you can say parliament can alter the boundaries of any state. Parliament cannot alter the name of it. That is also incorrect because parliament can. So both altering the boundary and altering the name comes under which article? 3. What is article 2? Bringing a new territory into India. And article 4? So basically it says that it is not a constitutional amendment. It can be done through simple majority. Article 1 says that India or Bharat, that is a union of states. They have not used the word federation of states. Last 30 seconds. Yes. So what is the answer you would have marked? Plain and simple, straightforward answer is A. Because when there is a resolution for removal of speaker, he cannot preside over it. But definitely he can speak. And he cannot do the casting vote, but is entitled to vote in the first instance. So 2 and 3 are wrong. So only one statement is correct. That is what? The first statement is correct. So answer is A. That is one only. Last 20 seconds. Time is up. So what will be the answer? So that is 2 only, because a very easy straightforward question. They are telling which is exclusive power of Lok Sabha. So you can say declaration of emergency, let it be any kind of emergency, national emergency, state emergency, fine. It needs to be approved by both houses of parliament. If you take the motion of no confidence, that is only Lok Sabha, okay, and if you take to impeach the President of India, that is again both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So again if you take emergency, like national emergency, Article 352, on what grounds a national emergency can be declared? On the grounds of war or armed rebellion. Okay, who can proclaim national emergency? It is the President. Again, it is not the discretion of the President, it is based on the advice of the Union Council of Ministers. And national emergency, once it has been proclaimed, it has to be approved by both the houses of parliament by special majority within 1 month. Okay, otherwise the emergency will lapse. So that's what, if you know your basics pretty well, easily you will get the answer. And these are all again previous year UPSC questions which have come in the exam. See, again when question looks big, don't feel that first only you won't get it. Just read the question aram se and try to get it correct. Last 15 seconds. Then what is the answer you have marked? So how many of you marked A? So A is the right answer. So first statement 100% correct. As per the rules of procedure, deputy speaker's elections will be fixed by the speaker, and it is mandatory, it is not mandatory. From the 10th Lok Sabha, by convention, the deputy speaker position is offered to the principal opposition party. And third statement 100% correct. Deputy speaker has the same powers of speaker whenever he presides the house. Fourth statement is incorrect. There is no such kind of convention where prime minister and will second the position of the deputy speaker. So answer is what? A. That is 1 and 3 only. Your last 25 seconds. Then how many of you marked? So what is the answer you have marked? So answer is B. Okay, first statement is incorrect. It was not Swatantra party, it was Communist party. Okay. Third statement is incorrect. As you know, it is not minimum of 75, it is 10%. That comes around to 55 members. So only second statement is correct. So 2 only. Last 15 seconds. Yes, how many have marked the answer? What will be the answer? It is a one only, because second statement is incorrect. In IR Coelho case, the Supreme Court said it can review the laws which has been placed under 9th schedule, especially those laws which have been placed after 24th April 1973. Next question. Okay, time up. What is the answer we have marked? So answer is B. Na. Last session also we discussed that how to guess the instrument. They are even sub rules, sub bylaws, etc. So anything which is connected here is what? Subordinated legislation. So answer will be B. Last question for the day. Time is up. What will be the answer you marked? How many of you marked D? So answer is D. Neither 1 nor 2 is correct. Why? Because first you can say private members bill is not meaning that any person who is not a minister but a member of parliament, if he introduces a bill, it is called as private members. For example, if Tejasvi Surya introduces a bill, it becomes a private members bill. Second statement is incorrect because till now 14 private members bill have been passed. The last private member bill was passed in 1970. Okay. So now for these kind of information, that is what I told. If you have not got it correct also, it's fine. You can make a guess that so many years of Indian history, do you think no private member bill would have been passed? Or recently if such private member has bill, you would have known, because it would have become a big issue, big news, first time in India private. So these are some things you have to use in your exam, thinking that how you can logically go. But yeah, suppose logic is one thing. Second one, now once you have solved the question, you can read about it. That is how you enhance your knowledge base, by solving more number of questions. I am not telling previous year question, you can solve test series questions also. That will be also help you to build your foundations. But this is non-negotiable. You have to keep solving questions on a day-to-day basis. And that's what I told, when you solve questions, solve it like you keep a time limit, write what is the answer, be open enough to say that even if questions go wrong, that at least it will help you to make your course correction. So I always believe that rather than fake confidence, it is always better to understand the reality and proceed to it. That is where we can make improvement. False confidence is not going to take you anywhere. Okay, if that was the case, every day we can have inspirational classes from Pradeep Ishwar or somebody like that. If that is going to help you to clear the exam, that can be done, that can be arranged. But unfortunately, exams are not cleared by only this motivation, inspiration and all. That is required, but more about so you have to have the necessary skills to clear the exam. So that's what I told. The question is that what are you doing to improve or work upon your skills apart from your knowledge part. Second thing, again as I said, the next 3 to 4 months in that regard, you have to spend more time on reading and revising and solving questions rather than just sitting in a class. That alone will not take you, think. And that's the attempt what Vinay sir also told I told in the previous meeting is that to make sure that students understand this. And why? Because we want more people from Bangalore to clear prelims. Okay, so that is one of the goal also, that if more number of people clear prelims, then you can get more ranks, because to write means you have to be eligible. For that you have to clear prelims. And you see why people are not clearing prelims year after year. Plain and simple, they keep doing the same thing. Like what Albert Einstein told, keep doing the same thing again and again, expecting the results will be different the next time. That's heights of foolishness. Results are not going to change if you are not ready to change your approach, or if you have failed 3-4 times in prelims, means there is some mistake you are doing. If you are not honest enough to admit it or get exposed to it. Now that happens many times when students come, they'll come with 10 different reasons before they give anything. You scored less in prelims. No sir, my mood was not correct. UPSC won't ask that if your mood is correct, your mood is not correct, or something is happening behind your family, some domestic issues are there. Examination, they won't care. That's enough. Na? UPSC is not, you can't write in your paper this marked and say that I marked this under tension. Whether you marked under tension, under no tension, the paper OMR will be evaluated. Either you are eligible to write mains, or you are not able to write mains. So that's what we say. Some people, why it prohibits them? Purely fear of failure. They're afraid of failing. Once you come out of that fear and say that it's okay to fail, it's no big deal, but I'm going to learn from my mistakes, and that is when your improvement, your journey will start. Or till then you will be in a denial factor, saying that no test, no, if this was there, I would have done very well. No, they asked all current affairs, I would have done very well. How many reasons you will give? How many reasons you can give? Every year you can give one reason. 2023 paper came different. 2024 CSAT Damar. 2025 now you can say I did everything correct, but I got tension on the exam day. I failed by sir half mark, sir miss. Half mark is also half mark. End of the day you have to wait 1 year again to write. And that's why I told, instead of giving reasons, start focusing on where you are going wrong, and you should be an attitude that you should not be able to give any reasons. Not giving any reasons says that should not give any reasons for your failure. You tell, okay, I'll work on it. Okay, this is what I'm going to work on it. And these are the people who are going to succeed. So if you know this guy, I think Vinay sir had told before once, this guy called as Nikhil was here, Indian police service in Karnataka. So he got the essay, one of the year, I think in 2015, he had gone to interview. Not interview, I think he missed his interview by a short span. In essay, he got only 55 marks. Okay, 55 marks is very, very low. It's like, God knows what has happened. So obviously, if it was some other person, they would have blamed UPSC, saying that no, maybe my one essay is not evaluated only or something. Because 55 is very below. Even a person who has written very bad essay, even he has scored 100. But that fellow did not blame UPSC or anybody. He took the blame on himself, saying that maybe I have not written my essay well. And I think he wrote a lot of essays and he got it evaluated by Vinay sir only at that point of time. He wrote 50-60 essays and he scored next year when he got 107, he got all India rank 107 or 105 and he scored 160 in his essay. That is a person, what we say, that who is going to succeed. Losers will always give reasons. 100 reasons you will have ready-made saying that this is why I failed. Winners don't give reasons. They are going to work towards it. And that's why I told here also, don't worry about you writing your tests, you scoring less in tests. That's not a crime. Okay, let us think if you score 20 or 30 in a test. It's not a crime, it's no big deal, it's a test. That's why I told them your test, it's not the actual exam. But if you stop writing your tests, if you are scared enough to write tests, etc., there is no way you are going to make any kind of improvement. You'll only live in your false world till the day of prelims. The night of prelims you will come and you will come back to the same reason. Everything I knew, but exam I got confused. What you will do? Again you have to sit for one more year. And that's what I told. Here people are not rigorously working for a span of 1 year. Now prelims time they will come out of their cocoon. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಈ ನಾಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೈಬರ್ನೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಆಚೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಂಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆಚೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗೋದು, ಓದಬೇಕು. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 8 ತಿಂಗಳು ಏನೂ ಓಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡನ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಮೇನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಓದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಓಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವಾಗ 2-3 ಮಂತ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಮ್ ಸಮ್ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್, ಸಮ್ ಮಿರಾಕಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ 24 hours पॉलिटी एक्सपर्ट बन जाओ, 24 hours पूरा ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಮझो. 24 ತಿಂಗಳು ಓದಿಲ್ದೇ ಇರೋ 24 ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸಸ್, ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದೆಮ್. I am telling, instead of trying to do so many things, work on your basics. That will give you level of confidence. As I have seen the questions also, these are all UPSC questions, these are not some test series questions. All the questions what you are solving is UPSC, NDA, CDS question papers only. If you see the nature of questions they have asked, they have not asked something, very current affairs oriented or etc. Purely basics. So if you are good in your basics, especially polity, geography, economy, environment, and let us take to a certain degree history, the chances of you not clearing prelims is very less. It's not that chances of clearing prelims is very less. Your chances of not clearing prelims is very less unless you make some blunder in the exam. Provided current affairs you have updated any one material, you have revised multiple times, you have been able to look at different important areas, revised 2-3 times, you are good to go. And that's what I told, mental thing is also one more thing. So always develop a mindset of a winner's mindset, saying that don't think about the negatives what are there, now start focusing the positives what are there. What do you mean by negatives? One negative is that exam in irade 70 dina 80 dina whatever is it, but positive thing inna 70 dina idiyala exam ge I can still do something. It's the difference in approach. Some people might see the bottle half empty, some people might see the bottle half full. And that's why I told, once you have a positive mindset, everything positive will only happen. But you need to have mindset for it. So every day if you think ನಾನು ಆಗ್ತೀನೋ ಆಗಲ್ವೋ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್, every day if you think exam ಆಗ್ತೀನೋ ಆಗಲ್ವೋ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, 100% ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Start thinking the exam ನಾನು ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, 100% I will clear it. But the question is how and I am going to put the necessary effort in that direction. 100% you will go there, you will reach there. Understood? So next class, next session, the other two topics what were there, Panchayat Raj, center and state relations, and what is that, constitutional bodies, statutory bodies. These topics will be covering the questions maybe 2 days later. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday will be the 4th session on polity, and that will be the last session on polity. On Monday, that is the next Monday, we'll have a current affairs session on polity. Current affairs means key issues, what are there in last 12 months. Okay. Then you will have a sectional test. Then we'll go on to the next subject, history or anything, any other course subject. Got it? So you also try to solve other questions, you also try to write test series papers, whatever you have that you try to write. So we'll meet again in the next session.